Hello, welcome to this 40-minute freestyle yoga flow class. Please start on your back, relax your limbs out. As you can see, you can do this with or without a mat. It is your choice. So wherever you choose to be, just relax in shavasana for a moment. Deepen your breathing. Focus all of your attention on your breath. Notice the way your belly rises and falls as you breathe. Notice the pathway of your breath as it's moving in and out through your body. Notice the way your rib cage expands with each inhale and contracts with each exhale. Begin to bring some slight motion back into your body. Take your right leg in your hand, bend your right knee, hold on to your shin with both hands, and rest here. Breathe into your right hip socket. Breathe into your right glute and the hamstring. You can keep your feet active as well. And just relax in this stretch for a moment. From here, take the right leg, cross it over to the left side of your body, bringing the inner edge of your leg to the floor, and reach out to the right with your right arm. Look over that hand. Come into a twist. Prioritize keeping your right shoulder on the ground, so if your knee comes up, that's fine. And just rest here as you breathe and feel your spine in a spiral from your tailbone all the way up your back to the top of your head. Bring your right leg back to center and stretch the leg up towards the ceiling. Plant the bottom of your foot on the ceiling and hold on to the back of your leg with your hands. Keep both feet flexed. Breathe into your hamstring as you're feeling a little bit deeper of a stretch here. Hold here for a few more deep inhales and exhales. If you need to, you can always bend your right knee a little bit. Release your hands from your leg and set your right leg down onto the ground. Switching sides, bend your left knee, hold onto your shins with both hands, and rest here as you breathe into your left hip socket and the glute and hamstring on the left as well. Take the left leg, cross it over to the right side of your body in a twist on the left side, bringing the inner edge of the left leg towards the ground and reaching the left arm out to the side, keeping the left shoulder on the floor and looking over your hand. Breathe here in your twist. Unwind from your twist, bringing the left leg back to center. Stretch the leg, reaching it all the way up towards the ceiling. Imagine that you're planting the bottom of your left foot on the ceiling as you hold on to the back of your left leg. You can keep it straight or bent depending on your flexibility today, and just breathe wherever you are in this stretch into your glute, your hamstring, and your hip. And rest here for a moment. Release your hands from your leg. Keep your legs stretched out in front of you up towards the ceiling. Stretch your arms up and come into an abdominal curl by reaching your hands and your head and your shoulders up towards your left foot. Take one more reach up and then release everything down onto the floor. Take an inhale, reach your right leg up, and on an exhale, reach your head and your hands up towards your right leg. Hold here for a moment and take one more reach before you set your leg and your head back down onto the ground. And switch sides, raising your left leg, and on an exhale, reach your head and your hands all the way up towards your left foot. Hold for a moment, continue to reach, and then switch your legs once again, dropping your head down, dropping your left leg, and reaching your right leg up, and on an exhale, come into your curl on the right side. Hold and reach, and then set your head down, set your right leg down, switch legs once again. Reach up on that exhale towards your foot, feel the abs working, and set your head and shoulders down, your left leg on the floor, and reach your right leg up. Come into your curl on the right side, reaching towards your foot, and then set your head and shoulders and right leg down onto the ground. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace them at the back of your head, bend your right knee, bringing it in towards your chest. Keep your feet active and hover your left leg slightly above the ground. Take an inhale and on your exhale, curl your left elbow towards your right knee in an abdominal curl for your obliques. On your following exhale, switch sides, bringing your right elbow to your left knee, stretching your right leg out and bending your left. Keeping everything lifted, switch sides once again. Left elbow to right knee, and switch. Right elbow to left knee, and switch. Left to right knee, switch. Right elbow to left knee, and switch. Left elbow to right knee, switch. Right elbow to left knee, switch. Left elbow to right knee, switch. Right elbow to left. About 6 more times. Switch. Left elbow to right knee. Switch again. Right elbow to left knee. Keep everything lifted. Switch. Left elbow to right knee. Switch your legs and turn. Right elbow to left knee. 2 more times. Left to right knee. And twist. Last time, right elbow to left knee. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Hold on to your shins with your hands and rest here. While you breathe, you can close your eyes. Rock from side to side if you'd like, massaging your low back on the ground. If not, just stay still. Slowly and safely make your way up to a seated position. Swing your legs around and come onto your hands and knees, bringing your knees right underneath your hips and your hands are directly under your shoulders. Start out with a flat back and come into your cow pose by tucking your toes, looking up and forward, and spreading your shoulders wide. On an exhale, come into your cat pose by looking back towards your thighs, reaching your upper mid-back towards the sky, and untucking your toes. On an inhale, arch your back, tuck your toes, spread your shoulders wide, and look up and forward. Continue to move now on your own breath. With each exhale, come into your cat pose, and with each inhale, come into your cow pose, working through each and every bone in your spine as you arch and curve, gently and slowly moving and coordinating one movement with one breath, warming up your body from your core and moving gently and slowly in and out of cat and cow. Make your way into your final cow pose on an inhale, and on an exhale, your final cat pose, really reaching that upper mid-back all the way up, working through your entire back muscles, and then come to a flat back neutral spine. From here, touch your big toes together behind you, sit your hips onto your heels, stretch your arms forward, and relax your head down onto the ground. Relax here in child's pose for a moment, but keep your arms energetic energetically and actively reaching forward. Lift your hips up slightly, tuck your toes, reach all 10 fingers firmly into the ground and straighten your legs, coming into downward facing dog. Alternate bending and straightening your legs in your first down dog, pedaling through, add some movement, stretching the back of your legs gently, getting into your hips if you need to, and just moving a little bit here. You can also twist from side to side as long as your hands and feet stay on the ground in downward facing dog. Come to stillness and hold downward facing dog for a deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale. Do that one more time. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. On your next inhale, raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees. Look forward between your hands and step your feet up to your hands, coming into a forward fold. Relax your head over completely. Take hold of opposite elbows in your hands and relax over your legs. If you'd like, you can nod your head up and down, allowing the weight of your head to take your spine over. You can also shake your head back and forth as if you're saying no. Relax over your legs and just hang there. You can release your hands down onto the floor. Take an inhale and stand up tall with a flat back, reaching your arms all the way up. And on an exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, rotate your arms out, around, and all the way up. Exhale, slightly bend your knees and fold your torso over into Uttanasana. Relax your head. Inhale, look up just halfway, straightening your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Lower your whole body onto your belly, untucking your toes. Bring your elbows to point up towards the sky. And take an inhale, lift your head and your shoulders off the ground for a low cobra arch. Exhale, bring your head and shoulders back down, tuck your toes, and make your way into a downward facing dog. Hold downward dog. Breathe deeply. Continue to breathe as you send your hips up and back and press your heels down towards the ground. On your next inhale, raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees. Look forward and step your feet up to meet your hands and come into a half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing and reach your arms up. Exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, rotate your arms out, around, and raise them up. Exhale, forward fold, bring your hands down, relax your head over. Inhale, straighten your spine up halfway for a breath. Exhale, plant your hands flat onto the ground. Step back into plank and lower your whole body onto your belly. Untuck your toes, elbows pointed up. Inhale, come into your arch, lifting your head and shoulders off the ground. Exhale, bring everything back down, tuck your toes, and straighten your legs up into a downward facing dog. Hold your downward dog for 3 deep inhales. And exhales, releasing it out. On your final inhale here, raise your heels all the way up and bend your knees. Look forward and step your feet up to meet your hands at the top of your mat, if you're using a mat. If not, just come into your half forward fold with a straight back. And on an exhale, forward fold. On an inhale, come all the way up to standing, reaching your arms up, looking upward. And exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, rotate your arms out, around, and all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, hands down, relax your head. Inhale, look up halfway, straightening your back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into plank. From here, you have the option of doing what we were doing in the previous sun salutations, or you can lower into Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and then raise your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Once you're in your downward facing dog, hold here and breathe for 3 deep inhales and deep exhales. On your next inhale, raise your heels, bend your knees, look forward and step your feet up into a half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold over completely. Inhale, come all the way up to standing and reach your arms up, looking towards your hands. And on an exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, sit your hips back, reach your arms up and forward, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Hold here and reach those hips all the way behind you. You should be able to lift your toes off the ground. And on your next exhale, keep your legs where they are, fold over into a forward fold, relaxing your head. Inhale, look up just halfway, straightening your back. Exhale, plant your palms and step back into plank. You can lower your body into Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and then raise your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in your down dog. On an inhale, raise your right leg all the way up and step it forward in between your hands. Bring your knee right above your ankle on the right side. Set your back foot down at 45 degrees. Align your heels and raise your arms up into Warrior One. Set your hands down to frame your front foot. Turn onto the ball of your back foot. Step back into plank, and you can move through a Vinyasa, which is a Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. On your inhale, raise your left leg and step it forward in between your hands. Set your back foot down at 45 degrees, Warrior One on the left side. On your next exhale, set your hands down to frame your front foot, step back into plank, and move through a Vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Once you're in your down dog, hold here for 3 deep inhales and deep exhales. Inhale, raise your heels up and bend your knees. Look forward and step your feet up to a half forward fold. Exhale, relax your head over, and on your next inhale, sit your hips back, reach your arms up and forward, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Stay here for a breath, and on your following inhale, stand up tall, straighten your legs. Exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, sit your hips back, reach your arms up and forward. Once again, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Put most of your weight behind you. Reach your arms energetically up. Keep your legs where they are and forward fold. Relax your hands down. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and either move through a Vinyasa or send your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Once you reach your downward dog, take an inhale. Raise your right leg all the way up behind you. Step that foot forward in between your hands, bringing your knee directly above your ankle. Set your back foot down at 45 degrees. Raise your arms up, Warrior One. Set your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back into plank. Move through Vinyasa or downward facing dog and hold for 1 breath. On your next inhale, raise your left leg all the way up behind you. Step the foot forward in between your hands and set your back foot down, Warrior One on the left side. Set your hands down to frame your front foot, step back into plank, and move through a Vinyasa, or once again, just come into downward facing dog. In this downward dog, hold for 3 deep inhales through your nose and 3 deep exhales, releasing it out completely. On your next inhale, raise your heels and bend your knees. Look forward and step your feet up into a half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold over. Inhale, sit your hips back, reach your arms up and forward, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Stay here for a breath, and on your next inhale, stand up tall, reach your arms all the way up, and on an exhale, release your hands down by your sides and stand tall in Tadasana. Bend your right leg, standing on your left. Hold your right shin in both hands and initiate your balance. Turn your right leg out from your hip. Take hold of your ankle and place the bottom of your foot on the inner thigh or on your shin. Avoid placing your foot on your knee. Once you feel stable, you can place your hands on your hips to meet at the center of your chest, or you can reach them all the way up. Wherever you decide to keep your arms, remain stable in your balance. Maintain your balance for as long as you can, and if you come out of it, just practice coming right back into the balance. Hold here in your tree pose. Maintaining your balance. Keep everything else where it is and just release your right foot from your leg. Turn your leg parallel to your standing leg and then shoot it back behind you into Warrior 3, keeping your back heel up towards the sky and your toes are turned down towards the floor. Your hips are even with one another. From here, without placing your right foot on the floor, swing your leg up to the front, stretched out in front of you, and bring your torso upright, reaching your arms all the way up towards the sky, keeping your foot flexed on the right side. Once again from here, swing your leg back into Warrior 3 without placing your foot on the ground. Bring your body back into one line from your hands all the way down your whole body to the tip of your heel. Hold for one more moment and then you can swing your leg back and step on it into Dasana, releasing your hands down by your sides. Shake out that standing leg. You can rotate your ankle around in circles. Just get the blood flowing back into that leg. And when you're ready, come into the other side. Stand on your right leg, bend your left, and hold your leg in your hands. When you're ready and stable, turn your left leg out from your hip and place the bottom of your left foot on your inner thigh or on your shin. Avoid placing your foot on your knee. Once you feel a little bit more stable in your balance, you can place your hands either on your hips to meet at the center of your chest or reaching all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep energy in your hands and reach your arms up as you press down through your standing leg. Once again, if you fall out of your balance, just come right back and just hold here in your tree pose as you breathe. Just as we did on the other side, release your foot from your standing leg, maintaining the rest of your body. Stretch it all the way out behind you into a Warrior 3. Keep your hips even with one another. Heel is up towards the ceiling. Toes are turned down towards the ground. Energy in your hands and your arms. And from here, maintaining your body, just swing your leg down and forward without placing it on the ground. Flex that foot, stretch it as far out in front of you as you can, keeping energy in your arms, standing up tall. From here, swing it back behind you into Warrior 3 once more, maintaining the shape of your body, and take one breath here before you bring your leg back down onto the ground and release your hands down by your sides on an exhale. Step your feet out wide, a little wider than the distance of your leg. Bring your hands to your hips and turn your legs out from your hips. Take an inhale and bend your knees while you sweep your arms straight up above your head and straighten your legs. On an exhale, swing your arms back down in the direction where they came from and bend your knees. Inhale, repeat. Swing your arms up, reach up and look towards your hands. Exhale, swing them down. Inhale, reach up. Swing around. Exhale, swing them down. Inhale, up, reaching towards the sky. Exhale, swing and release. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up and exhale, swing, releasing down. Inhale, reach, and on an exhale, send your arms straight out to the sides, palms facing the floor. Turn your right toes in at 45 degrees, your left toes out. Align your left heel with your right arch and bend your left leg, coming into Warrior 2 on the left side. Hold your Warrior 2. Stretch your arms out in opposing directions, bend through that left leg. And on your next inhale, turn your left palm facing the ceiling, reach forward, up, and back into a reverse warrior. And from here, flow straight into a side angle pose by bringing your forearm on your left top thigh, reaching your right arm up and over your ear on the diagonal. From here, keep your torso where it is, straighten your left leg. Bring your left arm onto your ankle, your shin, or your foot, and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling into triangle pose. And from triangle pose, shift your weight onto your left leg, look down towards the floor, and lift your right leg into Ardha Chandrasana or half moon pose. You can try raising your left arm off the ground and balancing, and then make your way back into a warrior two. We'll flow a little bit more quickly through that entire sequence. Inhale, come into your reverse warrior. Hold for one breath and then shift your weight forward into side ankle pose. Hold for one breath and then shift your weight over into triangle pose by straightening your leg, placing your left arm on your leg and looking up towards your right arm. From here, look down, shift your weight onto your left leg, raise your right leg off the ground into half moon pose. Hold, gain your balance, and then lift your arm off the ground, hold your balance here and set your right foot back down into warrior two on the left. From here, straighten your left leg, turn your feet parallel, bring your hands down and to your hips. Bend your knees, shoot your hips back behind you and fold your torso over into a wide leg forward fold. Relax your head over, bring your hands to the ground and breathe here. Use this time to just relax and stretch. Stretch your hamstrings, your glutes, and your back. Breathing deeply. On an inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Turn your feet out from your hips and take another inhale as you raise your arms all the way up. Exhale, bend your knees, swing your arms down. Inhale, raise your arms all the way up. Exhale, swing your arms down, bend your knees, and rebound by reaching your arms all the way up. Do that again. Bounce down and raise your arms back up. Exhale, swing down, raise your arms all the way up one last time, and then bring your arms out to the side, making your way into warrior two on the right. Aligning your right heel with your left arch, bending your right leg towards 90 degrees, reaching your arms out in opposing directions. On your next inhale, turn your right palm up towards the sky, reach forward, up and back into a reverse warrior. And from here, shift your weight back forward into a side angle pose. And from side angle pose, straighten your right leg, bring your hand down onto your ankle or your shin, and reach your top arm up towards the sky. From triangle pose, look down towards the ground, shift your weight onto your right foot, lift your back foot off the ground and come into Ardha Chandrasana or half moon pose. Hold your half moon for a breath. Reach your right arm off the ground and send your foot back down onto the ground into warrior two on the right side. Hold here for a deep breath before you move through that flow one more time. Reach forward, up and back into reverse warrior. Shift your weight onto your right leg into side angle pose. Straighten your right leg and come into triangle pose. Hold here for a breath before you shift all of your weight onto your right leg. Raise your left leg off the ground into half moon pose. When you feel balanced, remove your right hand from the floor and shift your weight back into warrior two on the right. Straighten your right leg, turn your feet parallel, bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees, shoot your hips behind you, forward fold over your legs. Bring your hands to the ground, relax your head over. You can keep your knees bent or straighten them slightly and just breathe here. On your next inhale, come all the way up to standing. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your feet in towards each other. Make your way to a seated position and stretch your legs out in front of you. Bend your right leg, cross it over your left, and then bend your left leg, bringing your heel in towards your hip. Raise your left arm up on an inhale. Bring your elbow to your right knee. Bring your right arm behind you. Take another inhale, sit up tall, and on your exhale, twist all the way around to the right, keeping both hip bones on the floor, remaining tall in your seated position. Feel your spine spiraling around. Coordinate your movement and your breath, and with each inhale you take, lengthen up through your spine. With each exhale, twist a little bit more. Slowly unwind from your twist, and then wrap your right arm around your right leg. Bring your left arm behind you and come into an open twist in the opposite direction. Unwind from your open twist. Come to cross your shins in front of you in Sukhasana and walk your hands down out in front of you in a forward fold. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. Just relax, wind down, stretch, breathe deeply. Come back upright to a seated position. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Bend your left leg and cross it over the right leg. Bend your right leg, bringing your heel in towards your hip. On an inhale, raise your right arm all the way up and bring your elbow to your knee. Bring your left arm behind you and twist around on your exhale. Twisting around to the left, sitting up tall, evenly on both sits bones. With each inhale, lengthen your spine. With each exhale, twist even deeper. Unwind from your twist. Wrap your left arm around your left leg, right arm behind you, and come into an open twist in the opposite way. Unwind from your open twist. Once again, cross your shins in front of you, and on an exhale, walk your hands forward and relax in a forward fold in your Sukhasana. Bring yourself back upright. Sit up tall on your sits bones and stretch your legs out to the side. Point your knees and your toes up towards the sky. Sit up tall on an inhale. On your exhale, fold over to the left, bringing your right arm up and over on the diagonal. Left arm is resting on your leg. On your next exhale, twist towards your left leg, bringing your hands to frame your left foot. Hold here, stretch the right side of your upper body. Maintain that right sits bone on the ground as you sit and fold over. And on your next exhale, walk your hands and your torso over to the center in a forward fold in this wide-legged stretch. Walk your torso over to the right leg. Frame your right leg with your hands forward, fold over the leg. Keep that left hip on the ground. Breathe here in this stretch. Slowly turn and open your shoulders. Bring your right hand to the ground or on your leg and rest here as you reach up and over on the diagonal with your left arm. Slowly on an inhale, come up to a seated position. And then on an exhale, walk your hands down into another forward fold here. Make your way back upright. Bring your legs in towards each other and come to lying on your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest, holding onto your shins with your hands. Take your right leg, cross it over the left. Hold on to your opposite ankles with both hands. And rest here as you hug your knees in towards your chest. Remove your hands from your ankles and shift your right ankle to cross over your left top thigh. Take hold behind the left leg underneath the knee and remain here, hugging your knees in towards your chest again. Remove your hands from your leg. Take your legs in the same shape and twist them over to the left side of your body, bringing the bottom of your right foot to the ground on the left side. Your lower body is twisting over. And your right arm is reaching out to the right as you look over your right hand. Allow your body to relax in this twist. You can unwind yourself from the twist, bringing your legs back to center, uncross your ankles, and hug your shins in towards your upper body, holding onto your legs with your hands. Cross your left leg over your right, hold on to your ankles with your hands, and hold here as you stretch the outer edges of your legs, bringing your knees in towards your upper body. Remove your hands from your ankles, shift your legs so your left ankle is crossing over your right top thigh. Hold on behind the right leg underneath your knee and stretch here, hugging your legs in towards your shoulders once more. Remove your hands from your leg. Keep your legs in this shape and shift your legs over to the right side. Reach your left arm out to the side, look over your left hand, and breathe here as you twist your body. Your legs are over to the right, your upper body is twisted to the left. Unwind from your twist. Remove your ankle from your thigh. Stretch your legs out onto the ground. Separate them slightly and relax them out. Bring your hands down by your sides and turn your palms up towards the sky. Close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Focus all of your attention on your breathing and remain here with this breath pattern, allowing each exhale to relax you deeper and deeper into the ground. Bring slight motion back into your body by moving your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs. Use your hands to help you come up to a seated position. Cross your shins, bring your hands to your legs. Close your eyes and take a deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale. Bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest and bow your head to your fingertips. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'll see you again next time. Namaste.